Timeout remaining. Purdue 1, IU 2.
Well, right now, with the timeout by Indiana, you know they're going to want to put the ball in the hands of Jay Edwards or Joel Hillman, two of their clutch shooters. You know, to play as poorly as Indiana has played here today and have a chance to win is the sign of having a great season. I can see Frieda right now and Henson. They're at home chewing on about 35 bags of potato chips, running to the refrigerator, screaming and yelling, cheering like madmen because they know this game has a big effect on the Big Ten standings.
There's another team that you don't hear much talk about.
Ohio State.
That's right.
Illinois.
They're 6-4.
Let's see what Indiana does with this possession.
They trail by 1.
Well, Sloan's going to lay some screens for someone. I'll guarantee you that. 45 is going to try to free, and Edwards is going to try to use the screen, but he'll give it up and lay a screen. Now look at him. He's going to go lay a screen. There he is, 45. Oh, remember he has to be stationary.
Hillman for 3.
Edwards or Hillman. Let's play. The fifth-year senior delivers to put him up on top.
Sloan fouls Scheffler.
Scheffler missed his last 2 free throws. Bobby Knight's a real master during the timeout. He knows his options are Hillman, and he knows his options are Edwards.
The 2-point Indiana lead, 62-60, with 53 seconds to play. Chucky White comes in. Lyndon Jones leaves for the Hoosiers.
This would be a crushing loss for Purdue. They're 10-12, Keith, trying to close the gap to maintain 8 consecutive tournament berths. At least maybe thinking and dreaming of an NIT, but they lose here. They're 3 under 500. That's a tough climb.
1+1. Missed it.
Missed 3 in a row.
Edwards the rebound.
Missed 3 in a row. They're getting ready to party here in Indiana.
There fouls Meeks.
Never panicked when they were behind the Hoosiers. Didn't really panic, lose their poise.
Tough game to lose. Sweet one to win. IU in the closing stages of the ball game, a 19-7 run.
Just to think about it, Keith, this team is 16-1 IU since their early start. The only loss being to Illinois, where they were up 10 at the half and then lost it in the second half to Illinois.
Can't get a roll. A rebound goes to Kip Jones, who's played a stalwart game.
Remember this, the 3-point shot. You can win it.
Who shoots it? Tony Jones ties it.
Clutch play by the experienced Tony Jones, who's really been quiet and in foul trouble.
Timeout, Indiana. That's their last one.
It's been everything they talk about in an interstate battle. You're laughing your head off here. It's been a wild one. See, right now you're Indiana in that timeout. You basically know he's going to take it down with the score tied, shoot the ball with about 4 seconds, 5 seconds left. So maybe you can get an offensive rebound, but you don't want to give Purdue a chance for possession. In fact, I would shoot it maybe at the 3-second mark and not give them a chance to get the ball back.
UCLA beat Louisville today, 77-75. And we welcome the audience that has been watching that UCLA game to Assembly Hall in Bloomington, Indiana, where we, with 25 seconds to play, have a tie game Indiana 62 and Purdue 62.
Right now in that Indiana timeout, definitely I feel that they're going to try. Their first look definitely would be Jay Edwards. Their second option, Joel Hillman. But shoot the ball, Keith. This is the key to a team that has discipline. Don't shoot the ball until there's at least 3 seconds on the clock. You don't want to shoot it with 4, 5, 6, and 7 to give Purdue the opportunity to get a chance to score or maybe foul them.
There have been 9 ties, 10 lead changes in today's ball game.
Possession right now, the possession of the arrow, it goes to Purdue.
All right, who's Indiana send out? They've got Jones, Lyndon Jones, Joe Hillman, Brian Sloan, Jamal Weeks, and Jay Edwards.
I would like to see. I'm going to watch Brian Sloan. You know he's going to set some screens. He was talking to Hillman and talking to Edwards.
Would you let Meeks go? Would you let Meeks go here?
Yeah, Meeks is not a threat to shoot the ball right here. The guy that's going to, there's 45 running to set some screens, and they'll constantly have Edwards. See, there's Edwards trying to come off the screen. Use some time.
10.
The screen.
7, 6. Edwards got it. 3 seconds to play. Timeout, Purdue.
That's how championships are won, Keith. Execution, discipline. Your option number 1 shoots the basketball. Not like when they beat Michigan, for example, and Terry Mills shooting a trifecta from the corner at the end of the game in a 1-point loss. If they're going to lose here, Jay Edwards is going to take the last shot. And if he doesn't, he'll sit next to Mr. Knight as an assistant coach. But there's still 3 seconds remaining. Might have shot it just a second too soon. Now you'll see defensively, Keith. Indiana.
Come on, that is the original nitpick of all time. Shot it 1 second too soon. Well, the man who has had the hot hand for Purdue, believe it or not, has been Kip Jones of late. He has 4 or 5 in the second half. So it may be that they want to go to the big guy under the basket. I don't know. They'll take what they can get. The point is, get a shot.
Well, see, Indiana's going to they're going to put some pressure not to allow them to run the ball up the court.
Three seconds to play in the game. Indiana 64, Purdue 62. The Boilermakers will put it in play. 3 ticks remaining on the clock, and Indiana calls its last timeout.
Well, a chess game. He wanted to see the alignment of Purdue, but the one thing you can be guaranteed, Indiana will put some pressure on the ball so that Purdue can't run the ball up the court quickly and get the high percentage shot.
Do you use a small man at the baseline, or do you use a big man?
I would probably prefer to put a big man, not to allow him to make that entry. Purdue has to recognize that they can run the sideline.
Yep.
A lot of kids aren't aware that they are able to run that sideline after a timeout.
There's the Indiana reaction to the success of Edwards and that sinking feeling that pervades the Purdue bench.
He told me last night, Bobby Knight, we were driving back from the game with Damon Bailey. He said, Dick, he said, my stomach, I can't begin to tell you how it feels the night before a game like tomorrow, like right now. He said, I am really churning inside. I couldn't believe that. I thought after all his experience, it wouldn't get him, but it still does. And I believe this, when the Damon Bailey class graduates, he's going to walk off, and that's going to be the end of Bobby Knight coaching in about 6 years.
Well, all that aside, the one thing that I always find a pleasure in college athletics, and I guess one of the prime reasons I've been around it for so long, is I love to see the grit surface in kids that you don't expect. They step in, they get their chance, and they do something. And we've seen that today.
Yeah, some kids have had opportunities and have produced. But when it came down for clutch time, it was the MVP as far as I'm concerned, Jay Edwards.
Don't forget that play Hillman made, though.
Yeah, he made a big one. They're playing 5 against 4. He's not putting anybody on a baseline.
All the way down the floor and picked off by Edwards of Indiana, and the Hoosiers have won the ball game by a score of 64-62. And Indiana now 2.5 games in front with a record of 10-1 in the Big Ten. Coming up next, ABC Sports brings you the men's competition at the U.S. Figure Skating Championships. And next Sunday, we'll present a college basketball doubleheader. First, Michigan will be here in Bloomington to shoot it out with the Hoosiers. And then Temple will go west to play the Runnin' Rebels of UNLV. The other game today that we mentioned, UCLA defeated Louisville 77-75. Here, Indiana by 2.
ABC's college basketball has been brought to you by the new generation of Oldsmobile. Step into the future now at your Oldsmobile dealer. By Wheaties, the natural goodness of 100% whole grain makes Wheaties the breakfast of champions. And by New Michelob Dry. One taste and you'll drink it dry. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television.